The total desperation to deride patriots as far-right extremists is continuing at pace. And obviously so much of it hangs on this idea that if you want to fly the Union Jack, if you want to fly the St. George's flag, then you are a racist. You are an extremist. And there's more and more evidence of the left sort of showing their true colours on this. From the Mercian, Salman Mirza, who has taken down Union flags and St. George's flags in the West Midlands, claims they make non-white people feel unwelcome. People have said it's reminiscent of the 60s, when the Ku Klux Klan burnt crosses outside houses. I'm the model of integration. You can't get more British than me. Well, you can, sir. Mr. Mirza works for a charity that provides immigration advice and is known for his pro-migrant position. And check this out. Despite his unease about Union flags and St. George's flags, Mr. Mirza said he was supportive of flying Palestine ones. No surprise there. Hard left Labour MP Rachel Maskell. She's saying the quiet bit out loud now in Parliament.
To perpetrate racism, intimidate communities, have beaten people up and hung a death threat on our city wall. What further support can government give my local authority to get those flags down, because even contractors are being intimidated?
The flag is something that we have to reclaim, and reclaim it proudly. We know that in some communities they are being used to intimidate and divide. We're working with local authorities across the country to make sure that they have the support they need to make those judgment calls. But I come back to the fact that the flag is ours and we need to reclaim it, and we need to stand out against those that want to divide our communities across the country.
No one is trying to divide with the flag. This is Labour bullshit. Okay? The only divisive force in this country is coming from the left, is coming from Labour, because, by the way, they are seriously challenged now by the Green Party, which has risen to 13% in the polls under that tit hypnotist, Zach Palamsky. Now, Labour MP Jeevan Sander has been slammed across the Atlantic for his calls for Reform UK to take down the flag as well, with US Senator Ted Cruz saying, utterly tragic, a great nation with so many eager to surrender it entirely. And that is what he's trying to do. Watch this. Can you believe that more than half of you are watching this video but not subscribed? So please do me a huge favour. Click the subscribe button now. Turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to all of our brand new Outspoken videos.
Painted on roundabouts. And that is just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy. And they ask, what message are these flags supposed to be sending? Now look, I'll take people at their words. People who say this is about national pride. I'm proud of my country too. And I'm proud of our flag. But I do understand why others feel that it's about excluding people. Why others feel that it's about saying who belongs here and who doesn't. We're one British people. We're proud of our country. We should be standing together underneath our flag, not some of us looking up with unease. That's not the British way. Standing together, not standing apart. That's what being British is about. Unity, decency, determination, having a pint, a cup of tea, supporting the English football team, and sometimes they win. That's what being British is about. And that's why today I'll be asking the Reform County Council to take down the flags from the lampposts.
Okay, here's the reality, which people like that far-left lunatic don't want to hear. Guess where the violence is coming from? In the United Kingdom. The left. The hard left. The Antifa-inspired left. And it's coming out in lots of ways. And this is really despicable, actually. A teenage councillor for Reform UK, who had been the subject of numerous BBC articles because he refused to fly the pride flag on a council building, has been physically attacked in the street. The attack happened on Friday. The BBC has so far not reported on it. And Zia Youssef, the Reform UK chairman, confirmed this story. Reform's council leader, George Finch, has been assaulted in the street. The assailant shouted fascist, racist, exactly the language used by the Prime Minister and the leader of the Green Party. They know exactly what they're doing. More detail on this from fellow reformer Lyndon Kemkaran, who said, I was appalled to get a message from George Finch on Saturday night describing how he had been physically attacked in the street by someone who was shouting and screaming in his face, fascist and racist. I'm glad George has gone public, as people need to realise just how unwise Labour were in using their conference platform to repeatedly call Reform UK members racist and describe us as the enemy. Talk about irresponsible and inflammatory behaviour from the very people who are meant to be governing us. We're a legitimate political party just like they are. The only time they and their followers should attempt to beat us is at the ballot box, not in public. Stay strong, George, my friend. And of course, the beating of George Finch is just the start of the threats against Reform UK and politicians on the right. Nigel Farage in court today as this absolute nutter from Afghanistan, Fayez Khan, otherwise known as Madapassa, was jailed for 5 years because of those threats to kill the Reform UK leader. But Farage quite rightly points out that what this means is that in 2.5 years, he'll be on our streets, able to go for an asylum claim. Can you believe Madapassa in court today basically said, this is a disaster, I just want to go back to Afghanistan. My advice, send him back. Send him home now. We do not want him here. We do not want to be paying for him in prison. We certainly don't want him on the streets in 2.5 years putting forward a dodgy asylum claim. Here's what Farage said outside court.
That could possibly have been given 5 years, given the scale of the offence. And I thank Justice Stein, I thank the judge for saying what she said. But the fact is that in 18 months' time, this violent criminal, somebody with 17 convictions in Sweden, in 18 months' time, he will be in this country, living in a house of multiple occupancy or a hotel. He'll be free to walk the streets whilst his asylum claim is being judged. And the only reason we know about this guy is because somebody sent it to me on TikTok. And it makes me wonder, how many other Madapassas are there now in this country? Or will there be as the boats continue to cross the channel? So I'm pleased with the judgment, but deeply, deeply concerned that this guy will be out free in 18 months. A strange twist at the end, when he was after the sentence, he was speaking from the dock, trying to be heard, making it perfectly clear that he'd rather go back to Afghanistan. Now, in Germany, there are plane loads of people going back to Afghanistan. I wonder if in 18 months' time, the only thing that stops him being on our streets is we have some kind of deal with Afghanistan. I doubt it, but at least it's a possibility, and the Germans have shown us what they can do. So I've got mixed feelings. It was right to bring this case. I'm happy with the sentence. I'm happy with the win. But I repeat, in 18 months' time, this violent criminal will be free on our streets. Thank you.
To my superstar panel now, Hannah's World, Lauren the Insider, and Howard Cox, formerly of Reform UK. And look, Howard, what I think is so shocking is you've got the left talking about the fact that, these flags are making non-white people feel like in some way under threat. And actually, where is the real violence coming from, Howard Cox? From the left. From the left, because there's a death threat against Nigel Farage. But actually, George Finch, who's become a high-profile figure within Reform UK, isn't he something like 18 years old? But, he's become a bit of a star of Reform UK. Literally being physically beaten up on the streets, Howard. It's happening. It's happening. The mainstream media are completely ignoring it. Just imagine if this were a left-wing councillor from a party who had been branded as an enemy of the state by Reform UK. But first, one of the big questions we keep coming back to on this show is who controls the future? Big tech, governments, or us? Because let's be honest, technology is moving faster than anyone imagined. Artificial intelligence isn't some far-off concept anymore. It's already reshaping everything from the media to your workplace and even the way we think. And here's the thing, you can either sit back and let the Silicon Valley's elite dictate where this goes, or you can actually get ahead of it, learn how to use it, take back some control. That's why I've partnered today with Outskill, because they're giving you the tools to do exactly that. And I don't know if you've realized it, but 2026 is less than 100 days away. And if you look back at those goals you set at the start of the year, have you really made the progress you wanted, especially when it comes to learning new skills? Well, there's still time. I've managed to double my own progress this year by diving into what I think is the most valuable skill of the decade, AI. Because right now, companies like Microsoft and Meta are poaching AI first talent like mad. It's competitive, but this Halloween, there's nothing to be afraid of because Outskill has you covered. The world's first AI-focused education platform is hosting a 2-day AI Mastermind workshop this Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on both days. Over 10 million people have already attended this training worldwide, and many have gone on to build AI-powered businesses, generating thousands of pounds a month, even with zero coding experience. It's rated 4.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot, and normally it costs $395. But for my audience, you can grab a completely free seat as part of their pre-Halloween sale. This isn't another boring online course. You'll be learning directly from experts at Microsoft, people actually shaping the AI revolution. In just 2 days, you'll master 10 plus AI-powered tools, learn AI tricks inside Excel sheets and presentations, build AI agents, automate your workflow, and start getting ahead of the curve. And you'll be joining a global AI learning community full of people like you who actually want to do something with this technology, not just talk about it. Seats are limited, so don't wait. The link is right at the top of the description and in the pinned comment below. So grab your free seat now for Outskill's 2-day AI Mastermind, 100% free for the first 1,000 people. Oh, and if you want insider updates, join their WhatsApp community before the big weekend kicks off. This is your chance to turn curiosity into capability and maybe even a new career. But now, back to the show.
Well, Dan, you hit the nail on the head. What got me was the minister at the dispatch box said that we want to reclaim our flag. It's not her flag to reclaim. It's our flag. It's the British voters. It's the British patriots. It's our flag. I'm 70 years of age, and I've never done this before. But in the last 3 months, I've actually hung out St George's flag and a Union flag outside the front of my house, and I'm getting applause from people and people tooting going past my house. They're chuffed that I'm actually showing our patriotism. The only one person did walk past and said, I'm a bit embarrassed by the St George's flag. It looks a bit, they didn't say Ku Klux Klan, but they did say it's a bit racist, isn't it? So there are people embedded in our country being lectured and being educated that the fact that being a patriot is something wrong. And George Finch, I feel terribly. I think his girlfriend was attacked as well with him. No one can condone that. And Nigel was right to take that man to court. And I'm glad he's got what he's got. But I'm afraid he'll be out in 2.5, 18 months is what Nigel said at the end there. And, he'll be walking free on the street. And that guy will be absolutely, probably indoctrinated in prison with yet more reasons to be violent. And that's the thing that we worry about. And I worry about my family. I'm sure we all do here on this panel here. I'm a big fan of Hannah's particular stuff she does. And I've written to her to that extent about that. But reclaiming the flag is what the minister said. And I think that is so patronising. I cannot believe how wrong they are.
I know, it's so funny, actually. I know that minister. So she's Miata Fanbula, and she used to be a regular on my Talk TV show, and she appeared on my GB News show once, and I was a little bit feisty back then, and after the appearance she said, I won't be doing that again, Dan. And I thought, oh God, we've got another one. And of course now she's a bloody Labour minister, Hannah. But the point is so true, isn't it? It's like, we don't have to reclaim anything. The flag is ours. We're proud of it. And if anyone, I don't care what color you are, but if anyone who has immigrated to this country feels offended or threatened by our flag, then I'm sorry, piss off. Seriously. You embrace our flag because you have decided to make our country your own. Hannah.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more. Sorry, I didn't want to jump in and assume. Sorry, I've not heard one person of colour in my interactions in my daily life, or even online, because I do look out for this kind of thing, say that the flag makes them feel uncomfortable. Do you not notice how it's always just some champagne socialists, usually with a nose ring and rainbow coloured hair, that are telling you that it's offensive to people of colour? Also, if you think about it, if you actually notice as well, there's not really ever any people of colour in stand up to racism protests, or hate not hope as I call them either, but we'll move on from that one. And I just want to say, how do they think we feel generally seeing the Palestine flag every single where, on the streets, everywhere you go, on our lampposts? Right now, to me, Hamas is a terrorist organization. So for me, the Pali flag, as I call it, it's just one step away from the ISIS flag in my mind. When I see it, it makes me feel similar things about similar groups of people. I'm not saying everybody that flies it is like that, but it makes me, it just makes me feel a little bit of dread inside. And why is that happening in this country? And why is that celebrated? And I'm a racist because I've got the Union flag hanging out the window.
Well, I'm
right
sorry.
now.
That isn't our flag, and I don't want to see it. I'm more than happy to say it. I do not want to see that Palestinian flag hanging from the streets of the United Kingdom. I am done. And actually, I've been done with it for some time, because we know that that flag is nothing about Palestine. It represents an absolute hatred of our country, and it represents a plan for a takeover. And so I don't want to see it. But Lauren Lund-Farrar, it's quite astonishing, isn't it, when you think today is Charlie Kirk's birthday. Charlie Kirk would have turned 32 today. And the left have not learned any lessons. Lauren, they have not learned any lessons, because indeed, since the assassination, the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, what's happened with the British left, they have ramped up the rhetoric, Lauren. They've taken the rhetoric up a notch. It's disgusting. And now we see an actual attack on a Reform UK senior figure.
It's really dangerous, because they are weaponizing, they are distorting. And we've seen Charlie Kirk, lose his life. But I've had death threats across social media. I have people constantly saying, you need to be careful because you're going against the narrative. What kind of world is this where our political beliefs are being distorted and weaponized, and we are being made out to be something that is so far away from what we are? When they say reclaim the flag, what are they on about? And also, I did some research and I've got a figure here, okay? So Keir Starmer seems to have a real issue with people that love the flag. He has told us what it seems to represent. No idea where he's got it from. Probably, what's the word, Dan? It's been a long day. Propaganda manual. That's it. And so today I was on my way back from court with Tommy, and I saw a London tourist shop full of, tourist hat, which I kind of love. And I thought, okay, so the flag, is that divisive? Oh, no, course it's not, because that generates £106 billion a year, and it leads to 2.6 million jobs. So it's fine for the powers that be to clearly cherry pick when the flag is approved and when it becomes a problem. And I am very proud of my right-wing views. I will not be shamed into not standing by them. And I am more than happy for other people to hold other views, because otherwise it would be a dictatorship. But yet again, we are seeing very, very dangerous rhetorics coming out from government and from the MSM. And it's, more people will end up losing their life. And this is because of the dangers that the left pose. They are incredibly dangerous people when they are extreme.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.